All right, hello everybody. I'm coming to you live from my bedroom. So unfortunately, the girls, we could not meet this week, but we are going to go over our separate chunks of the topic we're talking about today, and then we are going to combine them together and make a really good video for you all. So the topic for today is going to be personal hygiene. We're going to be talking about all about personal hygiene. As you can see, there is me in the middle, Bridget is off to the right side of the screen, and then Maria is on the left. So everybody's kind of here in spirit. I'm going to start off the video and then I'll pass it on to the rest of the girls, So, personal hygiene. Let's get going on it. So, first of all, what kind of is it? Also, a lot of people can get it confused with personal health. So, personal health is your all around health. This is a lot of stuff. So, some examples we have on here: nutrition, sleep, and exercise. Hygiene is one of them. So, hygiene is kind of under this big umbrella of health in general. Hygiene is there, social life, physical activity. Another big one I didn't throw on here was actually mental health as well. A part of your health is taking care of your mind, making sure that you're happy and kind of in a good place. Personal hygiene, so broken down kind of under that umbrella term, personal health. Personal hygiene is how you take care of the parts of your body that need regular maintenance. So we're going to kind of throw a lot at you, but no worries. I think you all will do great with this. So everybody is going to have access. We're going to send this PowerPoint. You guys will all be able to get a hold of this link here. And so I'm going to open it up. And this kind of goes over all kinds of different stuff. So if you take a look at the top, it says personal hygiene, taking care of the body. And it has all of these different things that we're going to be talking about: smelling clean, having clean clothes, brushing your teeth, make sure your entire body is clean and doing good. So we will have this here for you, but I'm going to take you back and we'll get started on our first thing. So here is three of us ladies again, and it is pointing to me in the middle as I'm dabbing. So let's go see what this arrow is talking all about. The first thing is going to be taking care of washing our bodies and washing our hands. So showering or bathing, it's up to you if you'd rather take a bath or a shower. That's going to be super important. Washing your body. Bridget later is going to be talking about washing your hair, taking good care of that. But washing your body is super important. When you're in the shower, soapy water, getting a good soap that works well with your skin, rubbing that all over, rinsing it off, getting your armpits, all that kind of stuff. Super important stuff. So another thing you can get in the shower too is like an in-shower moisturizer. So like I know when I am done showering, I get like my skin dries out quite a bit, but you can actually get a moisturizer in the shower, just so you don't come out feeling all dry and stuff. That's not cool. So another part of showering is frequency. So how often we're showering. It's good to, I know it's healthy for your hair to wash it every other day. As for showering, it's good to shower or rinse off every day. So rinsing off means you don't necessarily need to get your hair wet, but it's super important to shower and wash your body every day, especially if you're doing some physical activity. Super important to kind of have a fresh slate after showering for your body. On the right, you see me washing my hands. This is something that's super important now, like with the pandemic, because washing your hands makes a clean slate for our hands, and that eliminates the chance of like spreading germs and disease and stuff. Since we can't see germs, we don't know what's on there, so you can always play it safe by washing your hands. Best practice for washing hands is you can sing happy birthday twice, washing hands for 20 seconds. So best is to get your hands wet first, put some soap on there, rub that soap around. If you go ahead and take a look, go ahead and put your hands out in front of you. It's kind of like a goofy surface, right? Like you got your big palm and you got all your fingers and stuff, your fingernails. So it's really important to get the front of your hand, the back of it, in between your fingers, and then also getting into the crevices as well, like your fingernails and stuff. So it's really important to wash your hands. The other stuff we got here is smelling good, and something that can make you kind of stinky, especially if you're engaging in physical activity, is your armpits can get wet and sweaty, and that makes them stinky too. So it's super important to use a good deodorant that kind of works well with your armpits. Some options you have are either the powder, kind of like the cakey kind, or you can use gel deodorant. I prefer gel. I'm a gel gal. So I think a good time to use it is either waking up in the morning after physical activity throughout the day is good to use it. If you shower throughout the day, after you shower, it's important to throw that on. Another big part about smelling good is finding maybe like a perfume or cologne that you think smells really good. Just putting a little bit, best place to put it is on your neck, on your wrist, so that you can kind of rub them together. Really good, easy ways to make yourself smell good throughout the day. And then the last thing, if you look on me on the right, looks like I'm kind of freaking out a little bit, trying to do a million things at once. But I picked this one because it's got the laundry basket in there. And a good part of taking care of ourselves is making sure that we have clean clothes. It's also important as well to make sure that we're smelling good. So if we do physical activity in a set of clothes, those can get kind of icky and stuff. They can get wet and make them smelly. So it's always important. It's good for our body and for our skin too if we're in some of those icky wet clothes to get out of that, wash ourselves, and then put on something fresh, just so we're feeling good. So that was my chunk on smelling good, keeping your body clean. I'm gonna pass it off to one of the other girls. Hope you all have a really good day.
All right. Hi, friends. So I have my part of the game or activity that we are going to do. So if you can see on my Bitmoji, so I'm the one sticking my tongue out. I have an arrow pointing at my arm, which will indicate, if you want to pause the video and try to figure out which part I'm going to be talking about, feel free. But I am pointing at my skin. Oh, goodness. So, a really good part of hygiene is that we need to protect our skin. So, this includes taking care of our skin when we're out in the sun, especially wearing sunscreen. Wearing sunscreen is very important because we do not want to end up getting sick. A big part of people not wearing sunscreen is they can end up with skin cancer, and that is never a good thing. So always wear sunscreen. There are differences between which SPF to use depending on how bright the sun is that day. So there are also different kinds of sunscreen you can get. So you can get like Banana Boat, Neutrogena, all those kinds. I highly recommend that you wear sunscreen. It is very important that you keep your skin nice and healthy so you can enjoy out in the sun while you can. Another thing is when we start to get older, and you'll start to notice this right around this time, is your skin will get kind of dry. And this happens a lot, especially it gets dry during winter times. And obviously in Wisconsin, it gets really cold and your skin likes to dry up. So getting body lotion helps a lot too. We don't want, you don't want to have flaky hands. And it, personally for me, I think when I have dry hands, I think it's really gross. So I always carry lotion with me. So a big one that I use is actually a coconut radiant. So it smells like coconuts. All right, so the next one that I'm going to talk about, if we can guess what I'm pointing to on the screen again. If you want to take a guess, you can pause the video and try to decide which part of the body that we're going to talk about next. So the next part we're going to talk about is our face. So mainly our acne, trying to make sure that we keep our face very clean because acne and oil gets on our face pretty bad, and we want to make sure that we are keeping our skin healthy again too. So what a best way to do is to not have so much oil on our face, and the oil basically is what causes us to get acne. And again, that's another thing with puberty is you're going to start getting more acne. You're going to want to get, face wash and face moisturizer too. And even it actually kind of helps to get some face masks. So they make like a peel face mask. You can buy really cute ones with like little animals on it. Those are my favorite. If you want, so here are some different types of face washes that you can use. You want to wash your face in the morning and at night. So I always use the Morning Burst by a facial cleanser, but you can use whatever one you can get. Another good way to keep your face very healthy and clean is by making sure that you're eating very good healthy foods, because some of those foods may make your skin even more oily. And drinking a lot of water really helps too, because it keeps you hydrated as well. So I highly suggest that we start washing our face every morning and washing it at night. And then I always put face moisturizer on my face as well, because again, if you wash your face, it might start to get a little dry. And especially in the wintertime, my face gets really dry too. So I always get face moisturizer. And again, this is another example of what I use, but you don't have to take you don't have to choose the one I choose. This one is very helpful. It's a daily moisturizing lotion, and it helps reduce my acne as well.
All right, so continuing on talking about hygiene, health, how we take care of ourselves, I want to talk about not only brushing our teeth, but oral care in general, because there's a lot going on in our mouths, and we use them every day for lots of things. So, first, I want to show this YouTube video. We'll go through about 2 minutes of it just so we can get the idea of what's really going on in our mouths.
Meet Streptococcus mutans.
Hey, my friends call me Strep.
He's a bacterium and a bit of a slob. But this isn't just any mess. It's what's on your teeth. You see, Strep and all his roommates live inside your mouth, feeding off of the sugar and protein in your food. When they're done, they excrete a slimy substance all over your pearly whites. The end result is a bacteria-ridden pigsty called biofilm. Now, a little biofilm isn't going to hurt you. It's only when you stop brushing it away that things can get ugly. And not only for your teeth. It just so happens that Strep and his friends are a downright threat to your life. Nearly half of Americans don't brush their teeth enough. And when food builds up in those nooks and crannies, you're inviting a host of bacteria to the party, including your gum line, which irritate and inflame your gums, causing tenderness and bleeding. But that's just the start. Soon enough, that infection will trigger your immune system, which sends fighter cells to battle the bacteria. This creates a hostile environment for the bacteria, which is what you want. But it can also damage the cells in nearby tissue and bone. 6 months to years later, that tissue and bone will eventually die. At this point, you don't have gingivitis anymore. You have something much worse. Periodontal disease. No more tissue and bone means no more structural support. So, your gums separate from your teeth, forming pockets that quickly become extra space for Strep and his friends, which further infects your gums, causing your teeth to fall out. Now,
all right, so I'll stop it there, but I'm sure that you all get the gist of just how important it is to brush your teeth, not only to keep your breath nice and fresh so when you talk to people it doesn't stink, but to keep them clean. Cleaning in and out of all the teeth can prevent even other sicknesses, because your teeth can be a place for bacteria to live, as we saw in that video. And if we take care of them, then there's no big deal, right? We wash it away, we spit it out, whatever we need to do. But if we stop or we don't brush our teeth how we need to, that could affect obviously little things like our breath or maybe cavities. Those kind of hurt in your mouth. But like we saw in the video, your teeth could start to fall out. Your immune system could be affected by this bacteria. So it's really important that we know how to brush our teeth. So I have this link here. You all will have access to this. So if you'd like to take another look at this, then you can click on this link. But I just like to go over some of these main points about giving plaque the brush off, which is the video we just talked about. Some tips on brushing, maybe, if your dentist hasn't helped you out recently, some things you remember are how you hold the brush, like at the 45-degree angle against your gum line. So you can really, it's not just about your teeth, it's also about your gums because that's where the bacteria can live. So clean, obviously, all the surfaces of your mouth and all of the angles. So the front, the back, the top, anything like that. Here's a tip. It says you could play your favorite song while brushing your teeth just to make sure you get that 2 to 3 minutes. If you don't do it long enough, it's obviously not going to be as effective. Some facts on flossing. I'm sure you all know how to floss. Between your teeth, wiggle back and forth. Flossing could be done at least once a day, but more than that can't hurt. Even after any meal, if you feel something in your teeth, it's never wrong to just get a little bit of floss and help that out so nothing builds up. And so then if you would like later, you can look teeth whitening products, the nutrition connection. We talked about nutrition before. So there are certain foods. Obviously, we know that sugar can't be good for your teeth. But if you do happen to eat certain things, it can never hurt to give your mouth a good rinse after you eat, or like I said, a floss or a brush, just so nothing sits too long in your mouth. All right, so as we continue on, more about health, I'm also going to talk about hair care, which might not seem like that important, might seem like a minor thing, but it really can make a difference. You can see my Bitmoji's confidence here. She is so confident because she takes such good care of her hair, right? I'm sure we've all had, some days where our hair might be greasy or it just feels dirty. It doesn't look as nice, and it affects how we feel overall. Excuse me. So it might affect our confidence throughout the day, or the things that we wear, the way that we style our hair. So good hair care is definitely an important part of personal hygiene. So as we look into this, here are just some quick hair care tips. And just kind of an understanding of why we need to clean our hair. It says that the hair grows, or the hair produces oil, which keeps the hair smooth. So your hair needs the natural oils in it. But you also have sweat glands in your scalp. And, just like any other part of your body, there's going to be dead skin cells in there. So this oil, the sweat, the dead cells all add together, and that can make your hair look greasy or dirty and just not how you want it to. So washing regularly, shampoo is what gets the grease and the dirt out. And then depending on your preference, a conditioner can keep it from getting too dry, too brittle. The kinds you get are definitely up to you. I would say trial and error, read the ingredients, read what it's going to do for you, and then just see how it makes your hair feel. Massaging the scalp well is important because that's where all of those nasty things are going to live. But it's the same thing with brushing your teeth. If you take care of it, if you maintain it, then if there's a little bit of something, in between your teeth, or you have a little bit of oil and sweat in your hair, if you wash it out quickly, you brush your teeth quickly, then it will never get out of hand and it won't be that much of a worry for you. So as we continue on, we can also talk about haircuts. Haircuts can help the health of your hair because you might think that if you want longer hair, then you just need to never get it cut. And that's not entirely true because your hair can get really weak and like the ends here can get damaged. And if they get damaged enough, they'll just continue to break off and it'll never really grow. So this is another link that you could click on later in your own time. We just have 12 essential hair care tips for teenagers. And the first one is have a trim every 6 weeks. That might be pretty soon, maybe 6 to 10 weeks, something like that. Just make sure you're maintaining it. Avoiding really hot water can help because that might dry out your scalp and your hair. And the more dry your scalp is, the more of those skin cells you're going to get. And then the more dry your hair is, it's just going to be brittle and not how you want it. So again, we can look through this on your own time if you wish. But yeah, hair care is important. Same with brushing our hair. Brushing our hair is very important because otherwise it can get really tangled. It can almost get matted, which is just not what you want. So we have images of brushes here, whatever works for you. Again, a lot of this is preference, but it's just all about maintenance. So if you feel your hair get a little bit dirty, you wash it. You feel it get kind of tangly, it's important to, give it a good brush through, be gentle with it. If you feel that your hair is broken or it's not quite looking how you want, a haircut can fix that up. So thank you all for listening, and we will see you next time.